What's going on today, everyone? Knocking the dust off of the channel for no ad revenue, but it's fine. Figured I would do this. A buddy of mine had these made, and I think it's really cool. It's probably, I mean, I know there was like a rumor mill that we were going to see one from Hasbro, but we never did. We didn't. Who knows what's going on with all that? But this is going to be the upscale Fractyl from the upscale pterosaur that I think it was like Beast Planet or Planet Beast or something like that did. But he had these made, and they were made in time to make it to BotCon. If you're not super familiar with it, he also had the upscaled blue bolts made to kind of go with the Masterpiece Lyle Convoy. That's the box art there. He also had custom boxes made with inserts. He did say that there are going to be some foam inserts being made to kind of house everything, because like otherwise, like they just kind of like stand in there and, you know, some of them fall over or whatever. But that's the top of it there. You got I love the fake names. Fake names are awesome. It's just gonna be his name again, and then again, like, I mean, obviously the whole thing homages the BotCon 97 set, which I really liked. I mean, even down to like the art there, and then you get the bio cards if you want to hang on to that. There you go. I posted some pictures of it on Facebook, you know, during BotCon weekend. Really cool. Like, I can't wait to get the foam inserts in. I love the displayability. They came with a silver version of the discs. He was also handing out these 3D printed fists. If you don't recall, the blue bolt, which I've already changed those out, had super tiny fists, and so did the pterosaur and therefore Fractyl. So got with this company to get them printed, and zoom back out here a little bit. I've already, like I said, I've already got the blue bolt fists on, but it looks so much better. It looks so much better. And then just to kind of like to go over this, and I should probably go over it whenever I do it with Fractyl, but this is like, you know, FDM printing, so just kind of be careful. You know, you don't want to put too much pressure where the layer lines are. I don't think these blue ones are going to be as much of a problem as the green ones. Like, this one doesn't really seem to want to come off too. Yeah, so those are fine. Whenever you do get these replaced, you really don't even have to tighten that screw back all the way. As a matter of fact, I recommend you don't. But again, it drastically improves the overall look of Blue Bolt. So yeah, that was really, I don't have any alt mode comparisons just because I am lazy, but there you go. Paint job is actually stellar. A lot of people were kind of wondering if like these were customs just because of the high gloss on the plastic finish. But these are, like, you know, produced, like, molded in these colors, but the finish is super nice. I am going to not transform this on camera because that's not what I do. So yeah, let's get into robot mode. Alright, here it is in robot mode, and again, man, the paint on this is just incredible. The finish, I should say. I believe these fins are painted silver. That leads me to believe the rest of this silver is painted on, but I don't know what like the base color is. So there is that. A few things to note. Improvements over Blue Bolt is he definitely like had the factory fix the paint issue, because I know a lot of the legs on Blue Bolts were kind of and then for the most part these also, this one's a little bit loose, but I mean, you know, it's to be expected. And then there is also some paint rub there just from transforming. It's die cast. What are you gonna do? I do like that. You know, again, for the head sculpt there, it seems they went more with like the Collectors Club, the Combiner Wars Fractyl. Also, there's those goofy hands. Now the hands, I guess, like, unless it's pointed out, you really don't like notice just how like rough they look. But get Blue Bolt in with some decent sized hands, and it's like, okay, you know, that does, it definitely does make a difference, at least in my opinion. I think the hands on Blue Bolt, the upscaled hands, which I believe he's just including these for free, really do go a lot longer of a way. Again, just to get them out, it's super easy. There's just this screw here, it's just a little Phillips head. Just kind of thread that out. Do your best not to lose it, especially over carpet. And then that just slides out. Boom. Let me get into this real quick. And then we're just going to match up our side with our side. I recommend going in with the, so you see how that's the holes that way, with the fist pointed, you know, one of the opposite directions of it whenever you do this, so you don't apply too much pressure to it. The fist on these being gold, that silk filament, if you're familiar with 3D printing, it's not as robust as your typical opaque filament, so it is prone to like splitting at the layers compared to opaque. And yeah, just once you get it in, kind of get the hole lined back up. It's got a little magnet on this screwdriver that makes it super cool. And then we're just gonna give it a little, just that. Again, you don't want it too crazy. It's gonna thread in regardless. And then when it comes time to do the movement for that joint, again, make sure the fist is pointed that way. You're gonna have a lot better of a time with it. Before we get the fist completely traded out, let's talk about the gun, because that was a problem we kind of noticed at BotCon. You do not want to force this. You just kind of want to give it a little wiggle in about that much of the way through. If you go any further, it's going to split the hand. Like I think one of the hands like exploded. And then it's going to be the same deal, honestly, on these 3D printed hands. Again, it's just, you know, you're dealing with tolerances, and like none of this stuff was like made in the same building, let alone in the same country. Literally kind of got everything like at BotCon, but it's going to go in about that far. You don't want to force it. You force it, you're going to have a bad time. Probably going to have to hit him up for some replacement parts if he even has it. So let's get that other hand swapped out and fixed. Alright, I will be honest, this one gave me a little bit of trouble kind of like squeezing up into that arm section there. But again, just kind of, you know, just sort of wiggle and rock it back and forth until the holes line up. Just take it slow. You should be fine getting that traded out. And then let's get this gun out of this hand. And then yeah, again, that's probably about as far as it's going to go. But you really don't need it to go too much further than that. It can store on the hip there, just like with pterosaur, although you probably want to put it this way. So yeah, you can get weapon storage there if you want. You know, there's stuff out of the way. Something that is pretty cool is, I don't know if this was like based on an upgrade kit or a 3D print or something like that, but they added this little extra like thing into here, so you can get the wings facing upward. Okay, yeah, it only bends that way. So you can get the wings facing upward, which I think is pretty cool. So if you want a more like show accurate profile, you get that option. And love me some options. Be real surprised if Hasbro does something similar with their Fractyl release, but you know, maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? It's definitely not going to be this size. So while we're on the subject of size, probably wondering, where's this going to go? So that's let's just get Blue Bolt here for comparison. Blue Bolt just a tad shorter, as Air Razor should be from Pterosaur, even though Air Razor should be way smaller, but that's neither here nor there. So if you're wanting a like old school classics, generations, chug, if you will, scale, here is the BotCon 2015 Pack Rat. I think like if you're wanting Fractyl to have that Pterosaur kind of height over Rat Trap, this is probably pretty close. You know, I mean, Pterosaur, I think in the show was as big as Tigatron, so he's going to like tower over Rat Trap. But I think this is a decent working scale. You know, obviously, like if it was a deluxe, it'd probably scale way better with this. And then I think, as far as Masterpiece goes, if we ever get that guy right there repainted into Pack Rat, I think this would be pretty close. So like, is this upscale like mold? Is that like Masterpiece scale? No, not really. He's just a tad too short to be as towering and as imposing as Pterosaur or the mold is supposed to be. But as a Fractyl, I think he's close. I think he's real close. Because again, in the comic, I believe they were both two little guys to kind of match the toys. So pretty cool. Other than that, as far as where to get these, I think there were some on eBay. I believe you can. I don't know. I don't know if he sold through all of them or not. I'll certainly include some links in the description to where you can possibly find it. Maybe, perhaps. But if not, just I guess just keep searching eBay for Fractyl. Like maybe that's how it'll pop up. But if not, I will. I'll definitely share what I can. But I love what we can do with those wings there. That is pretty tight. But yeah, other than that, I mean it's solid. There's some tight bits on them. This rotation joint was a little bit tight, but honestly, I'd rather the tightness than the looseness. So there they are. This was pretty cool. Like I don't think this was anything that could have really been made or gotten done without a fan getting it done, and that's pretty neat. So definitely I love support fans getting these kind of things done. I think it's really cool. Yeah. So all right, I won't post anything for another 5 years now, I guess. All right, thanks for watching.